Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. In today's video, we are diving into the concat function in PySpark. This powerful function allows us to combine multiple columns into a single easy to use column. Whether you're working with names, addresses, or other data that you need to merge together, the concat function makes it super simple to create well formatted and readable outputs. By the end of this video, you'll be able to use the concat function to clean up and streamline your datasets like a pro. Introduction to the concat function. The concatenate function in PySpark is used to join multiple columns or expressions together into a single column. It functions similarly to concatenation operations in other programming languages or SQL, where different strings or columns are combined to create a unified value. This is particularly useful when working with text data, where you may want to merge first and last names into a full name column, or combine multiple pieces of information into one for better readability or simpler representation. Using concatenate can make data more compact and easier to work with, especially in scenarios where splitting data across multiple columns isn't ideal. For example, if you have a dataset with separate columns for city, state, and country, you could use concatenate to merge them into a full address column, giving you a more complete picture of each record in a single field. The concatenate function is versatile as it allows for joining columns directly or adding custom separators like commas or spaces between values, enabling flexibility in data formatting. This makes it an essential tool when preparing or cleaning data for analysis, ensuring that information is presented in a way that is both convenient and meaningful. Overall, the concatenate function helps streamline data by combining relevant pieces into a single column, improving the clarity and usability of datasets while maintaining the flexibility needed for various data manipulation tasks. Basic syntax. The concatenate function in PySpark allows you to merge multiple columns into a single new column. To use it, you need to import concatenate from the pyspark.sql.functions module. You can then apply the function within the select statement to specify which columns you want to merge. The basic syntax is straightforward. You call concatenate column 1, column 2 to merge the values from different columns. You can also give the new combined result a meaningful name using the alias method, such as new underscore column. This makes it easy to work with the newly created column in future operations. You can use concatenate to join not only columns but also string literals or custom expressions. For example, if you have columns for first and last names, you can merge them into a single full name column with a space between the names. This feature makes concatenate highly versatile, enabling you to customize how your data is combined and presented. By using the concatenate function, you can effectively simplify your dataset by reducing the number of separate columns while preserving important information in a single column, making your data easier to analyze and use. This type of transformation is particularly helpful when dealing with text data such as names or addresses and when you need a clear, consolidated view of your information. Why use concat function? The concatenate function is particularly useful when you need to combine multiple columns into a single column for clarity or ease of use. For example, if you have columns for first and last names, merging them into one full name column using concatenate provides a more complete representation of the data. Similarly, if you have columns for city and state, joining them into a single address field can make your data more concise and easier to interpret. This function is also helpful when you need to prepare data for display, reporting, or exporting. By combining related information into a single field, you can present your data in a way that is simpler and more meaningful to end users. Whether you are creating reports, generating labels, or simply trying to streamline your dataset for analysis, Concatenate allows you to merge information efficiently, reducing redundancy and improving readability. Furthermore, concatenate is useful for creating unique identifiers by merging different string-based columns such as customer ID, product codes, or other identifiers that together create a unique reference. This type of concatenation helps maintain the uniqueness of records and ensures that all necessary components are included in a single, easily accessible column. Overall, using the concatenate function can greatly simplify your data structure by combining relevant columns, resulting in datasets that are more organized, easier to work with, and more meaningful for analysis or presentation. Practical examples. 1. Concatenating two columns. In this example, we are working with a PySpark data frame DF that contains information about people, specifically their first and last names. The data frame has two columns, first underscore name and last underscore name. Our goal is to merge these two columns to create a new column called full underscore name that contains the complete name of each individual. To achieve this, we use the concatenate function from the PySpark.sql.functions module. We pass the columns first underscore name and last underscore name as arguments to concatenate. This allows us to combine the values from both columns into a single new column. We then use the alias function to name this new column as full underscore name. The dot show function is used to display the results, which will show the complete names for each person in the data frame. By using concatenate, we make the data easier to read and use, as it is more convenient to work with full names rather than keeping them spread across separate columns. This kind of operation is common in data preparation tasks, where having combined information is beneficial for reporting, displaying results, or exporting data. For example, when generating a report or a user interface, showing the complete name is often more desirable than listing separate first and last names. Overall, this example demonstrates how to use the concatenate function in PySpark to combine columns into a single meaningful field. By merging first and last names into full underscore name, we make the dataset more intuitive and user-friendly, improving both the presentation and usability of the data. 2. Concatenating with the separator. In this example, we are working with a PySpark data frame DF that contains individuals' first and last names. The data frame has two columns, first underscore name and last underscore name. Our goal is to create a new column called full underscore name by merging these two columns, ensuring that there is a space between the first and last names for readability. To achieve this, we use the concatenate function along with the lit function from pyspark.sql.functions. The lit function is used to add a literal value, in this case, a space character between the first underscore name and last underscore name columns. This ensures that when the two names are merged, they are separated by a space, resulting in a properly formatted full name. The concatenate function combines the first underscore name, the literal space, and the last underscore name into a single string for each row, effectively creating a complete name. We use the alias function to rename this new concatenated column as full underscore name. Finally, the dot show function is used to display the results showing each individual's full name. This approach helps in making the dataset more human readable. Instead of having separate columns for first and last names, we end up with a full underscore name column that can be easily used for presentation purposes such as generating reports, labels, or any other output that requires displaying complete names. Overall, this example demonstrates how to use the concatenate function in PySpark in combination with the lit function to create a new, properly formatted column. By adding a literal space between the names, we ensure that the resulting full underscore name column is clear and easy to read, enhancing the overall quality and presentation of the data. 3. Concatenating multiple columns. In this example, we are working with a PySpark data frame df underscore address that contains information about addresses. The data frame has 5 columns: house underscore number, street, city, state, and zip underscore code. Our goal is to combine these columns into a single column called full underscore address that represents the complete address in a clear and formatted manner. To achieve this, we use the concatenate function along with the lit function from PySpark.sql.functions. The concatenate function is used to merge all of the columns into a single address string. The lit function is used to add literal values such as spaces and commas to make the address readable. Specifically, we add a space between the house number and street name, commas between the street, city, and state, and a space before the zip code. This formatting ensures that the resulting address appears in a structured and recognizable format. For each row in the data frame, the concatenate function takes house underscore number, street, city, state, and zip underscore code along with the appropriate literals to create a single value for full underscore address. We use the alias function to name this new column as full underscore address, and the dot show truncate false function is used to display the results without truncating the output, ensuring the entire address is visible. This approach is particularly useful when you need to present a complete address in a concise, readable format, such as for generating mailing labels, reports, or for exporting address data for further use. By combining multiple columns into a full underscore address column, you reduce redundancy and make it easier to work with a single, well structured field rather than multiple fragmented columns. Overall, this example illustrates how to use the concatenate function to combine multiple columns into a comprehensive formatted address. By leveraging the lit function to add separators like spaces and commas, we ensure that the full underscore address column is clear and useful, enhancing the presentation and usability of the address data. 4. Concatenating columns with null values. In this example, we are working with a PySpark data frame df underscore with underscore nulls that contains individuals' first and last names, where some of the values are null. The data frame has 2 columns, first underscore name and last underscore name. Our objective is to concatenate these columns to create a full underscore name column while properly handling any null values that might exist. To achieve this, we use the concatenate function along with the coalesce function from PySpark.sql.functions. The concatenate function is used to combine the first and last names into one string. However, since some of the values in first underscore name or last underscore name might be null, we use the coalesce function to handle these nulls. The coalesce function returns the first non-null value from the list of provided arguments. Here, if first underscore name or last underscore name is null, coalesce will replace it with an empty string. This ensures that we don't end up with null values when concatenating the columns. By using lit in between the first underscore name and last underscore name, we also add a space between the two names to ensure the full underscore name is properly formatted. Finally, we use the alias function to name the resulting column as full underscore name, and the dot show function is used to display the data frame with the concatenated names. This approach is particularly useful when dealing with incomplete data where some values may be missing, as it allows you to create a complete and readable full underscore name column without any nulls disrupting the output. By handling null values effectively with coalesce, we ensure that the data remains clean and easy to use even if some information is missing. This type of transformation is especially helpful in data preparation for reporting, exporting, or any application where displaying complete information is essential, even if certain pieces of data are missing. Overall, this example demonstrates how to use the concatenate function in PySpark to combine columns with potential null values, ensuring a consistent formatted output. By using coalesce, we avoid any issues that could arise from null values and provide a clean full underscore name column for further use. 5. Concatenating columns and literals. In this example, we are working with a PySpark data from df underscore address that contains detailed address information including house underscore number, street, city, state, and zip underscore code. Our goal is to create a new column called formatted underscore address that provides a well structured and readable representation of the entire address. To accomplish this, we use the concatenate function from pyspark.sql.functions. The concatenate function is used here to merge all of the address components into a single string, which we call formatted underscore address. To make the output more descriptive and user friendly, we also add literal strings to format the address clearly. For example, we use lit address to add a prefix indicating that the data represents an address. Then we use other literal strings like lit to add commas for separation and lit to ensure there is a space between the state and zip code. The combination of columns and literal strings helps to create a properly formatted address in the new formatted underscore address column, resulting in a complete and structured value. The .alias formatted underscore address function is used to name this new concatenated column. Finally, the .show truncate false function is used to display the output without truncating it, ensuring the full address is shown. This approach is particularly useful when you need to prepare address data for displaying in a report, label, or user interface. By combining all of the address elements and adding descriptive literals, we create a clear, readable output that is both informative and visually appealing. The formatted address is now more suitable for use in presentations or for further processing. Overall, this example illustrates how to use the concatenate function effectively to merge multiple columns along with literal strings into a single formatted output. This ensures that the resulting address data is organized, easy to understand, and useful for display or reporting purposes, enhancing the clarity and usability of the data. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this video helpful and that you're now ready to use the concat function to simplify your data transformations. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more tutorials on PySpark and data analytics. Also, feel free to drop any questions or topics you'd like to see next in the comments below. Keep learning, keep exploring, and I'll see you in the next one. Happy coding.